Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Full Circle Podcast. I'm your host, JP. And at this circle, I have SK the Thescorpioking with me.
What's good? What's up, y'all? Glad to be back.
Owner and chef of Kate's Plates.
Hey, everybody.
And our good friend Gabby, who is also a regular to the Full Circles table.
Hi.
So today we have a special episode for you guys. Today's episode is going to be all about like Valentine's Day. I know February is here. A lot of things are going on this month. Especially like two main things, right? Growing up, we all knew that like February was like what? Valentine's Day. That was the time of love, things like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Growing up, like Valentine's Day was all about like you were hyped for it for one or two reasons, right? The first reason being that you had somebody you had a crush on and you was like eager to kind of get something for them, or vice versa. You knew somebody liked you, and you was waiting for that time, right? Or the second one, you're already in a relationship. As like as kids growing up.
I mean, I was getting some candy.
Facts.
Yeah, we was gonna be drawing in class.
No, that's a fact.
We was gonna be coloring.
Kind of arts in class.
Exactly.
Elementary school,
dirty,
middle school,
like hearts on the page.
Yep. They gonna put it up on the board. You get what I'm saying? Whoever got the prettiest one. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I know, like back in when I was in middle school, they made us do that, and then like we had to write who we be sending the heart to.
Yeah.
But then they put it on the bulletin board.
Oh.
So you couldn't even give it to one person. Like everybody saw who he was giving that heart to. Bro. So it was on full display.
I was always.
I used to look forward to the school dances. They used to have a party for a reason.
Weird.
That's really wild.
Me neither. Not for Valentine's Day. Not for Valentine's Day.
Shout out to Builder C.
Valentine's Day dances is crazy.
Yeah,
we
my
had
mom definitely did that. So
wow. I never had
have a
anything.
school dance.
Not for that. Nope.
No events like that. And I think it was because it was charter schools I went to. So.
No.
But you would still think that they had it, but I mean, you know, there's little things like they'd have.
No, it was during school, like in the gym.
In the gym, you got me crying.
In the gym, come on.
Regular, yeah.
Yeah, they wasn't right on no spot for Valentine's Day.
No.
And it was only selected students. I think that's what's sketch.
I think my 5th grade prom was actually in the cafeteria of the elementary school.
Yeah, so
yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I think that's almost.
I don't think they were renting anything out. Not for no children like that, no.
Nah, but definitely. So Valentine's Day definitely falls in February, but February is really known for
Black History Month.
Facts.
Right?
The shortest month of the year. But
so,
you know.
I want to ask the table, right? In your environment, like especially like places where you go to work, where you hang out, just different demographics. When February comes around, what do you mostly hear being talked about? Valentine's Day or Black History?
I mean, I don't mean to be the first person to talk about it, but capitalism, we usually hear about Valentine's Day ever since they made Juneteenth a federal holiday. That's when they decided all of a sudden, now we could capitalize on this, you know. Now all of a sudden you see decorations at Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar. Like, come on.
Definitely the Kente cloth.
Kente cloth everywhere.
Sick name, but
I would say, well, when I wasn't living in New York for a few years, it wasn't as broad because I was living in a predominantly white town. So being a black person in a predominantly white town was interesting around Black History Month. You didn't see a lot of advertising for it, but people spoke about it. I think if that's the thing, people were very open to having conversations with, you know, their minor community of black people there. So it wasn't like it just wasn't like widespread how it is in the communities here where there are black-owned businesses. There was only 2 black-owned businesses up there. One was a Jamaican restaurant. I think the other place was.
You could find a Jamaican anywhere.
Anything. Yo, facts.
Anywhere.
But one thing I will say is that they, you know, the white folks did show out when it came to, you know, supporting the black business or anything, whatever they were doing. They were supporting it. They were talking about it. They were having, you know, events. And, you know, they show out and support, you know, so they got their dollars for sure. So if it is capitalism in that way, I would say that in that area, they benefited a little bit from it.
of course.
They didn't get no discounts
off of Black History.
Off me being black, but, you know, I digress. I went for happy hours and stuff, but, you know, you could have gave me a free shot, you know. Yo, Black History Month. Thanks.
So
pay my own bill.
Kaitlen, so I want to ask you, being that you come from a Caribbean household, right, background, was Valentine's Day like a big thing growing up in the household, or was it more focused towards Black History Month, knowing your heritage, your roots? Like that was that time to focus on it?
I feel like it was more about Black History Month. However, my dad definitely did do stuff on Valentine's Day itself. Not speaking about it for until Valentine's, like old February, like, oh, Valentine's Day. Like, he used to buy my mom flowers and like a teddy bear or whatever, and then he gave me the teddy bear and the chocolate and stuff like that. So I was always getting stuff with my dad.
Big old thing.
And my sister was getting it too. She was old enough to understand.
Yeah.
So it was like little stuff like that. But other than that, no, that's not no big holiday in our house. Now if you're talking about Good Friday and Easter
You gotta
and
prep for
Christmas,
that. Like a week or two in advance.
then
Months, bro.
you already know.
Months.
So
That makes sense.
All right. In addition, I think Mr. SK and Miss Gabby came up with some special items for the show today.
Yeah. Alright.
Just in the theme of Valentine's Day, here in the circle, we're gonna be in the circle of love. Y'all can put it on now. Listen, y'all here with us.
I'm gonna throw this joint right on.
Throw it on.
What's up with it, yo?
We are here full of love. This is definitely a circle of love.
Talk to me
Things
nice.
like that. And
This I didn't even read what it said on the
it
front.
just says
love.
Oh, alright, that's cool.
That's all we spreading.
Love is in the
nothing
air.
but love from this episode. But we definitely want to.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Weak.
Gabby is back.
Yes.
So let's really get into the nitty gritty of today's episode. We want to start off with like some of the 5 do's and don'ts for Valentine's Day dates, right?
Okay.
So myself and SK are gonna do 5 do's and don'ts for the fellas. Kaitlen and Gabby, you're gonna do the 5 do's and don'ts for the young ladies. I'm gonna say beauty before age. So ladies, y'all go first.
What you said?
Beauty before age.
Oh, lyrics.
Why are you trying to throw age out?
Love.
Like,
Right.
So what's the 5 do's, Gabby?
I would say number 1, be yourself. Number one, please be yourself.
Are y'all listening?
Very much
This is
so.
for you guys.
Wow.
Well, this for the ladies.
For the ladies.
This for the ladies who listen.
No, but y'all can still listen too.
You're right. Shut.
You know, I would say be yourself, because you cannot, girl, those first couple dates, girl, you're not gonna be able to keep it up for that long. Be yourself, you know. Number 2, be flirtatious. Number 3, be romantic. I want to say number 4, be funny. That's just my personal preference, though. You know. Number 5. What? Clearly.
I'm thinking about that video that was going around with the guy who listened to the song and the girl was just on the side like mad boring. She wasn't funny at all. But anyways, number 5.
Number 5, I would say to.
No. Sorry.
I didn't study.
I got
My boy
something
Scar said
for-
from Lion King.
Oh, and then be communicative.
Bad.
Communicative. So actually,
Love
like,
that.
actually be able to converse and keep the conversation going. The awkward silence is cool. I'm cool with silence, but at the same time, like, we gotta be able to fill that in. I can't keep eating fork scraping and you snacking and it's just like smiling and it's like, all right, now say something. Yeah.
I feel like my first one might be a little controversial. Only because I feel this is for maybe the single girls. Duh. Wow. Don't plan the date. I feel like the guy should, if he's showing you some interest, he should be the one to plan the date. Not to say that you can't give any ideas and stuff like that, but in terms like, I feel like Valentine's Day in retrospect is kind of more for the female, because I feel like guys don't really like that. I feel like guys only want stuff back for the girls that they like, and the ones that they're in a relationship with. Because I feel like girls, not to say that guys don't like Valentine's Day, I feel like girls take it more seriously.
Yeah.
If something were not supposed to happen for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So, I feel like if he really liked you plan a date, so don't plan a date. 2.
We all doing that.
Why?
Because not a lot of guys are that romantic. Honestly speaking, like, let's keep it a band. Women are more naturally romantic and thoughtful.
Yeah, but why do I have to plan a day on Valentine's Day?
Nobody said that.
You can't. If you have 365 days to plan one little.
But the thing about it is, if you
you don't got any plan for my friend?
Ask her. She said,
y'all got some plan?
He planned the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm in a relationship.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. It really differs.
Right, like she said, for the single women, then like, all right, cool, but to add on to what she's saying, to clarify,
I thought this was the women's.
I'll get into that. When it's outside, I'll share that. Go ahead, finish off.
2, please don't go to that date funky.
Oh, girl.
With stuff in your teeth. Come on. You gotta shower, fix the frontal, fix the lace, make yourself look presentable. Even if you got your puff. Make sure the puff is puffing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's another don't? I feel like I'm getting very
Girl, I would say don't overdo it for that first date. Even though I know, I would say don't overdo it for the first date on, I feel like as women, we hear, oh my God, our first date is on Valentine's Day. You want to do your big one. You want to come out, you want to look so fucking cute, you want to do right. But I feel like it also comes to play with, if this is like I don't know, in a few weeks, maybe I'm not fucking with him no more, then you know what? Girl, keep it to what you think it's gonna go, where you think it's gonna go. I think that would be my advice.
Also, I feel like don't also like try to base your relationship off of Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some girls and guys sometimes be overdoing it, where they be like, well, if that man didn't do nothing for you, then.
I feel like anniversary is more important. Like anniversary, like little moments like that, like daily things like that.
I feel like getting something for your anniversary or getting something for Valentine's Day is nice. However, not everybody celebrates it. So it's like if the person wasn't really into it, and then like you're expecting it, and you didn't disclose that you that you like that, you can't be mad at me. So like, you got one more.
That was 5, no?
People want one more.
You didn't help me with none of mine.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought we were a team.
I would say another don't. Oh, what can't you not do? Girl, as long as he's eating you up, I don't think there's not much you cannot.
As long as he loves you.
Yes.
No way. The look over is mad quick. You gotta clip that.
That was viral gold.
Yo.
That was gold.
See you guys.
Alright, so
I got the don'ts.
You got the don'ts? Alright, so a do for Valentine's Day, I think even if it's not just a Valentine's Day, for dates in general, communicate the day of the date. Send a text, whether you don't gotta do too much, bro. Just send a text, yo, can't wait to see you later, da-da-da. Just reassurance that you still going out tonight. Because I know one thing women hate, even if they know that they're supposed to have a date today, if you don't say nothing and just expect to like meet up, they not going.
Why didn't we speak all day?
What do you
mean?
We're not going.
Why are we not confirming?
And this is so
double confirm. Of course.
Nah, facts. Another do.
Get me hyped.
Exactly. Something to look forward to. Thank you.
Another do I would say for guys is ask open-ended questions. Just to, something of a conversation starter, no matter what the date is. The date could be an activity or if you're going out to eat or anything. Once you ask open-ended questions, you open it up to, even like me, somebody with ADHD. Everything else just trickles down, and next thing you know, you're in a full-blown conversation about ghosts or something else. Just be open to a lot of stuff. If you're gonna pick her up, go open her door. That's a do. Definitely get out the car, open her door. Be different. Sure, it's something that may seem minor, but exactly, chivalry is not dead. It's alright to open the door. Pull her chair out. Nah, just real. Open a chair is crazy. But that I think is something that, it's manners, and it's just something that, it's minor, but it's something that a lot of people still appreciate. Hold up, I got some of my dudes over here too, so I'm like, Gabby, I rehearsed a little bit. Be polite, because I was even having this conversation before. There are, depending on where you are, even if it's a first date, there are people who have texted all day and they feel like they kind of know the person. So that first date isn't completely awkward, but if y'all are just starting to talk and then you're like, yo, let's go out next week, be polite, because even that day of the date, you never know what kind of day the person's having. You could have had a bad day, they could have had a bad day, and when you're polite, you could turn your day around. And then my last one is keep it positive. And that's just a trigger off everything else. When you keep everything positive, the day could go really well. And if you're trying to keep it positive and they're wildin', at least you know that, this ain't for me. Like, if you're like, like today's a good day, they're like, yeah, alright, cool. So that I'll be like, alright, bye. That's it. Like, we don't listen. We getting up there in age. I'm not wasting no minutes, no seconds, no hours, no nothing.
No, that's right.
Dub.
Not time for foolish.
Literally.
Come with the don'ts. Tell them what they don't need to do, because some of these niggas be wild.
Are y'all ready for this?
Alright, so for the don'ts, I'm gonna start off with do's. Don't make your first date Valentine's Day.
Nigga,
Do not do that. That is setting yourself up for constant trying to, like, you're putting yourself on a hamster wheel, trying to constantly capture the carrot in the situation. Reason why I say that is because when you do that, like, you're trying to create expectations. Like we said earlier, like, you're trying not to build off that relationship off of that one night. Like, especially if that's not something you're gonna continuously be doing throughout the relationship. Like, you're not gonna every Friday or every Tuesday or every just because you give her a bouquet of flowers.
You're not Superman.
Big chocolate, like all of that. Like, if you're not doing that, like, and if you just get to meet her right before Valentine's Day comes, it's not gonna hurt you to get the card.
Yeah.
Get the chocolate. I'm not saying don't do anything for it. But don't let the first dates.
Yeah. You go get like them $12 flowers.
It could be the first date. It could be the first date as long as.
Alright, it could be the first date if y'all been to each other. Like, if y'all been to each other.
Familiar.
Yeah, if you're familiar. But if it's somebody like,
I just met
let's say one dude met somebody in the street or whatever, he just got to know it. He's texting her through.
You just gonna come to him today. You gonna go with a date?
No, girl, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Dollar Tree card.
It could be the first date.
Maybe $10 flowers.
Yeah, but
like, you gotta.
I think it also depends on. You know what? I think it also depends. Not to put it in. I know this is your don'ts, but I think it also depends on the person, like the man and the woman, because the man could be like, oh, it just so happened that I'm asking you out on this day. How does it be Valentine's Day? Fuck it, let's go. But it could also be a girl that's like, I'm just because it took me.
No expectation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That could be a girl that's like, I don't really have an expectation. I'm not expecting you to take me out every Friday just because our first date was Valentine's Day. I don't think that really is.
Every Friday's preposterous.
You know what I'm saying? I think that there's no real correlation.
Like, do that. Like, every Friday.
Tuesdays are our day.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving? It's like, girl.
So
CJ, please.
What I will say is, in addition to not making the first date Valentine's Day, it's mainly because, like, you want to make sure that you take the time to get to know that person as opposed to trying to figure out what you're doing for that day. Like, you're putting so much focus and energy on the day.
I feel like that day has so much pressure. Like,
there's way too much pressure. Like, it's way too.
I think you guys are putting way more pressure on it and expectation on it than anybody else. And maybe I feel like that because I'm single. Like, it's not that much pressure. It's not that high with expectation. We're agreeing. Like, wait.
What just happened?
It's a regular day.
So I'm glad we all on the same page. We are all in agreement.
That's what I'm saying. We're agreeing.
So my second don't is definitely do not go to a restaurant or to a spot that you're not familiar with. And in terms of, like, you went there with family members, you went there with your boys, or even if you saw something on Instagram and you've probably gone there like in the bar section or whatever the case may be for those who can drink. But like, don't try to go somewhere nude because now, let's say you don't like the menu.
That's true.
Let's say now the drinks are bad. You're not sure. And I'm pretty sure that women like reassurance. They like a man who knows. what he's doing. He doesn't want to go to a woman doesn't want a man who goes to the restaurant, opens up the menu, and he's like, wait, what's this?
What that mean?
How you spell that?
I don't think I'm at the right place, girl. We sitting down.
I'm with you now, going somewhere familiar, but don't be dumb and bring every girl on your first date to the same spot.
Oh Lordy.
Do not get familiar with the bartender at the restaurant either. That's the
That they know you by name?
because now that opens up a can of worms
You ain't
that
been
you
here
don't
that
need.
long.
Right.
Oh boy.
Hey, yo, it's Reggie.
How many? That's gonna be the first question. I'm like, how many?
Which number am I?
How many?
Yeah, I'm saying so.
'Cause-
That's the first 3 of my don'ts. Don't number 4. Oof. Refrain from talking about past relationships, regardless if they're positive or negative. Please refrain from doing that as a man,
Shut the
What
fuck
do you
up.
do though?
because especially because it's Valentine's Day.
Women
Right?
too.
Let's just say that
Girl.
it's a date on Valentine's Day.
I think like a subtle, like, hey, I don't want to talk about that.
I feel like in the event where it's brought up, where the person asking you is directly asking you about said situation, keep it light.
Word, don't volunteer.
Keep it
that.
light. Touch on it just a little bit. Get straight
Shit
to the
didn't work
point.
out.
You know, when I brought my ex here, she didn't like this.
Yeah, like,
alright, date done.
You know what
I'm
I'm
going to
saying?
the bathroom.
Date
Never
done.
coming out. I'm leaving.
Not just me for cold food sitting across from me. But
know about cold
yeah.
food, take it.
Number 5, do not get extremely drunk on Valentine's Day as a date. Like, you being a man, you're supposed to be escorting your lady, whomever you're with. Make sure that, like, you know, y'all getting drinks. Let her get drunk. Let her. No. Because we're supposed to be
This was
protected,
the
provided.
deed.
We're supposed to be
Okay.
aware about surroundings. So yes, you
Yeah,
go
don't be a-
ahead and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, don't be a creep.
Yeah,
nigga.
just.
Thank you.
But don't be a blind leading the blind.
Thank you.
Because this
Don't
is
be
our
a creep.
first
Definitely a
date.
creep.
So
Don't be a
it's
creep.
like,
If it's the
That's it.
first
Don't be
date, definitely
weirdo.
don't be a creep.
No weirdo.
If you're
Yes.
if you're already in a relationship, still don't be a creep.
At all.
You should already know what your woman likes and doesn't like.
Nah, word.
So try not to be like awkward and things like that for people who struggle in
Right.
like relationship settings
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
dinner settings.
Can you elaborate being a creep in your relationship?
in your relationship, thank you,
Okay.
because
All right, so just to kind of touch base on yeah. So like, all right, being creepy in the senses where it's like the conversation is strictly talking about like,
I can't wait.
let's
to
say
get
for
you.
instance, like, I can't wait to like taste your drawers,
Taste your
and that's
drawers
all I
is
want. Like I don't want nothing else but to just taste.
Oh,
Your drawers.
I get what you mean. Like just being a horn dog.
Yeah, like it's not.
Just doing them
You're
all,
not.
like-
You're not
like
being
it's not
affectionate.
flirtatious
Yeah,
anymore. It's
not.
coming off as
Yeah,
just,
it's not
I'm-
soft.
I'm a
It's not
piece of meat,
subtle.
yeah.
There's no demure.
I get
It's
it.
not demure. There's nothing.
Ooh, not the mirror.
So you definitely have to, men, young men, old men, new men.
Newman got it.
Those are my 5 don'ts.
listen,
We respect pronouns.
yes.
But going forward, now that we've gone through the 5 do's and don'ts for both men and women, we're gonna swing the conversation to SK. He has some restaurants and some some places of recommendations.
Word. So, alright. So starting off, alright. So these are just my personal recommendations for places I've been that I've like enjoyed, that I've gone back to. So first place is I believe it's Taste of the City. We went there. It's on Franklin Ave. Dope spot. Food is good. Bartender's
That's
heavy-handed.
what we all went to.
When we went,
And we had the Asian bartender.
yeah.
Yes, and I had the Caesar salad.
Oh, yes, it's mad good.
See?
Sorry,
I'm telling
yes.
So definitely a dope vibe.
Yeah, you
Food is good.
You was there.
Food was good. Drinks were great.
Yeah,
you
drinks
know,
was
the
good.
vibes was immaculate. It's spacious enough, but it can be quaint enough that you can have conversations. But when music start hitting, it's time to vibe out and everything. So it's very enjoyable.
Seats, yeah, at the end.
Very enjoyable. Good. Awesome place. Second place, if you want something a little more quaint, small, just somewhere you can like actually just go have a conversation. I suggest this place called Something on Myrtle. It is on Myrtle. If you literally look it up on Instagram, it's literally on Myrtle. Something on Myrtle.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So it's a quaint, small restaurant, but when I say the drinks to me were also pretty good. The food though was hitting. I had the seafood pasta and I was trying to like fight myself to make sure I brought some home because it was dumb good. The wings was hitting. Everything was just like compliments to the chef. It was really just great, but it was very intimate as well. And not intimate in terms of like it has to be romantic, but intimate because it's kind of smaller. It kind of pushes you to make sure you have conversations and everything. And my last thing, I didn't choose a restaurant, but I chose an activity, and it's something I enjoy. And it can seem very simple, but I enjoy bowling. But I say go to a bowling alley that has drinks and food. That way you can cut out, you have like everything, you knock off like everything on your list. So you have activity, you can make it a competition, it can be friendly. You don't have to be good at it. Y'all can both suck. Or one person can be good and the other person, you can talk all the trash you want.
Drunk bowling with the bumpers.
Exactly. So you can get,
the bumpers once I start getting lit. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But it's like, but I mean, you can look up all kinds of bowling alleys. There are bowling alleys where it's not just finger food. You can get different kinds of food. You can have drinks that are strong, some that aren't. If you are lightweight, 1 drink and a half and a few, chicken tenders and you set. But
enjoy yourself.
But it's definitely something that I think activities in general, bowling is just one of my favorite activities, but anything, whether it's like you want to go make a candle, you want to go what's some other quick stuff. You can go, Groupon is a great thing to do, but just activities in general where you can incorporate food and drinks, because people like to eat. And if you're gonna keep somebody out doing something, might as well feed them.
I'm pretty sure there's a group of people that don't like to eat, but we can't talk about them. Continue.
But
please,
you next, Gabby.
Please,
we're gonna move on in that regard.
Please, sorry. All right, my little handy dandy paper. Excuse me. So I picked 3 places. So the first 2, I'm not gonna lie, they're more like, obviously there's food, there's drinks there and stuff like that. But it's more pertaining to bringing your man to somewhere, guys like freaking hangs on shit. So they like basketball, they like sportsy stuff, whatever,
That's why she's sizing me up for.
Because I'm just getting ready for the backlash over here. So the number 1 place I put was the recreation bar. So they usually have like a basketball court on the inside. It's also like dinner, drinks, and stuff like that. So that's something that you guys can get a little competitive. Y'all have dinner, y'all have drinks, play a little love and basketball. You never know.
For those basketball couples.
Right, sure. Exactly. So then they're number 2.
Say again.
So number 2, I put Supercharged. It's the biggest indoor go-kart racing.
Right?
Go-kart racing place. So they also do have arcade games. They also have food. They also have stuff like that. Again, I feel like the first 2, maybe because I'm a little competitive, I like making fun out of situations, even though it's like a romantic date. I feel like we can make a game out of it.
You lost.
You win. Exactly. Exactly. So now what do I get, etc., etc. You do what you please with that information. So the 3rd place is if you feeling a little bit more artsy, a little bit more eccentric. I put the Museum of Moving Pictures. They also do flip books. So you can actually go in there and there's like a section where you and your couple can actually like take multiple pictures, kissing, dancing, whatever it is. And at the end, like you flip it and it'll show like the movement of the different things that you guys did. Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was actually really, really cute. And it's just my personal thing. Not everybody's into stuff like that. But I thought it was cute. And they also have like, it's a museum. So they also have stuff for like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm like, yo. So yeah, they actually have like Sesame stuff in there, like the upcoming thing of like movies and stuff. Anyway, check it out. It's really cool. I could recommend. After that, I put it's called the Truth Restaurant. You guys can look it up. They actually have like really good big platters of food and drinks. So, and it's actually not too far from the Museum of Moving Pictures, so you can always do a 2-in-1 date. Flip book first, then dinner and drinks after. But that's pretty much what I got.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. As I get older, I realize how great museum dates are.
Yes,
they are.
Like really just being able to go to museums in general.
It opens up like a different kind of conversation and a different like insight of how that person thinks and what I'm saying, how they see the world. And
you can find out if somebody's a dunce.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That museum date could be your first and last.
Exactly. It could be a make or break.
2 birds.
There you go.
But yes, So everybody that's watching, I hope you guys, look into these spots, look into these ideas. I will be putting the actual locations and directions in the comments below. But make sure that y'all tap in with SK the Scorpio King and That's So Gabby on Instagram to make sure that you guys can follow up with more spots that they may or may not have for you.
Oh, I got a bunch.
For not only just Valentine's Day, but going forward for other stuff. But before we close out, we want to kind of like take a serious note and a serious turn into this conversation. And just want to really dive into the idea of Valentine's Day being like a day of like love, sharing love, giving love to those who are like platonic, those who do not get love on a regular, who really need it, and things like that. So I did ask the cast if you guys can write a letter or say a letter to those who may really need it. It's kind of like a dear king, dear queen kind of situation.
Let me get sick.
And we just want to share our love to those who are watching, who may need it, who may want it. And so who wants to start it off?
I don't mind going first.
Alright.
To get it off my chest.
It wasn't gonna be me.
Again, with the handy dandy paper. Okay, so I'm gonna do this for both men and women. I was gonna choose one, but I couldn't really decide. I feel like it can fit whoever it is that needs to hear this. So I put, Dear King and Queen, another year around the sun, a new year to shine bright like the star that you are. Let's take a second to appreciate and acknowledge wherever you are at this moment. Love who you've become, admire who you'll be, and most of all, enjoy every second of it. And then it says, this is a reminder to love as hard as you can, laugh so hard that you can cry, to live in the moment, the good, the bad, the in-between are all the things that make you a human being. So keep shining as bright as you can. Sincerely, Gabby.
My fingers a little dry.
Please.
Almost started a fire, chill.
You remember that episode of The Proud Family where he really tried to
Yes.
his joint caught on fire? Bro, I've been nervous ever since. I was like,
SK, talk to us.
Alright, so for me, Gabby did a really nice, poetry slam. Mine is more so a little more straightforward, but it's a few things to remind yourself of. So, but the main thing is to remember your value. Even in this season of love, it's always good to remember your value. Because if you knew your value, you would be quicker to walk away from BS or, just say bullshit. And this goes for a family, friendships, or even relationships. But it's also with you knowing your value, you have to understand your vulnerabilities, because with vulnerabilities comes a little bit of worry. You don't necessarily know who to go to, who to say certain things to. So understand your value and understand who values you. Honestly, sometimes even in this season of love, sometimes love isn't enough.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people stay in situations and violate their boundaries just because of love. But understand that with love comes responsibilities, with love comes care, with love comes empathy and compassion. So remember yourself, remember your value in this season of love.
Nice. Here we go. Some smokes and smokes. Alright, Kaitlen, this is your go.
I think mine is a little bit similar to CJ's. Oh my god.
Fine, man. It's a letter.
They need to listen.
Alright.
They need to love.
So, let's say Dear King Queen?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dear King Queen, always put yourself first. There's nothing wrong with being a little selfish sometimes. Take care of you. Always. Be your genuine, authentic self. Change for others. Leave yourself. Know your character. Choose that other people. Even if it's taking the day off. And finally, again, everyone's love for the first time in a while. This song, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, feeling nostalgic. Taking a small vacation, getting a monthly massage, doing your hair, your nails, whatever it is that is feeling. Loving on yourself.
Yeah.
Snap.
You have to love yourself before you can love anybody.
Hello.
Alright, so Wilde said, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. And I think that quote right there sets a perfect precedence for this upcoming holiday. Check in with yourself, right? Once you start to love yourself, you'll be able to accept things that are for you. Right? Stop loving yourself, more negative things and things that aren't for you, you begin to draw yourself towards you because you're not for you and you're protecting yourself. Right? Romance comes in all different shapes and sizes, but it always starts from within. No matter what situation, no matter whether it's friendly, relationship, family, like whatever the case may be, it always starts from within. You can't give love if you never gave it to yourself. So, that being said, GP, it's Kaitlen, Gabby, this is the Full Circle Podcast. Until next time.
Okay, goodbye.